And gentlemen, for the second game of tonight's session between the 6th-seeded Jackson Indians and the 3rd-seeded Poplar Bluff Mules. Here are the starting lineups for the away team tonight, the 6th-seeded Jackson Indians. 5'9" senior, number 4, Peyton Salyer. 6'1" senior, number 14, Colton Sire. 6'5" senior, number 22, Dalton Tollison. 6'3" junior, number 23, Luke Reynolds. 6'9" senior, number 33, Seth Biesink. The Indians are coached by Darren Scott, assisted by Mike Holloway, Brad Wendell, and Carson King. And now the starting lineups for the 3rd-seeded Poplar Bluff Mules. 6'1" senior, number 3, Tyler Klein. 6'2" senior, number 10, Xander Martin. 6'2" senior, number 14, Carlton McDonald. 6'3" senior, number 20, Dominic Hardiman. 6'5" senior, number 33, Nick Rowland. The Mules are coached by William Durden, assisted by Aaron Duncan and David Prater. Officials for tonight's game, Lee Jones, Tim Harmon, and Joe Bill Davis.
Welcome back to game number 2 of the night. I'm Chris Hotchkiss alongside my partner for this tournament, Mr. Jeff Limbaugh, and we got a good one here in front of us, folks, as the 3rd seed, the Poplar Bluff Mules, taking on the 6th seed from Jackson, the Indians. Good first-round matchup here.
Great first-round matchup.
Yeah, 3 and a 6 seed, Jackson and Bluff. My first time to see either one of these teams, and Jackson with the distinct
How about Hardiman
advantage.
getting the toss over to 6'9" Biesink? Impressive. Bluff's got a good senior team.
And it's off the hands of McDonald, and it'll be Jackson basketball. Yeah, it was pretty close in the seeding between Sykeston, Cape Central, and Bluff. All 3 of those teams garnered a lot of votes in the top 3. Ultimately, Sykeston was the one. Nice pass out for a wide open 3, in and out, no good. Rowland pulls down the board. Rowland's going to give up a little height down there, but he's going to make up for it with his toughness. And a travel by the Indians gives it right back to the Mules.
Hardiman, one of the preseason SEMO Conference Player of the Year candidates. Enjoyed watching him.
Jump hook wouldn't go for Rowland. Loose ball. And we're going to get a tie up. And it's going to be Jackson basketball in the alternating possession.
These two teams Class 5 opponents as well as SEMO Conference opponents. So one of them will be a district champ and the other one won't.
I'd say, for the last number of years, these two have hooked up in the district finals. It was Jackson last year winning it. They went on to lose. It was a heartbreaker in the quarterfinals, the Hazelwood Central 2-point loss for Jackson. Little miscommunication right there. Gives it right back to Bluff.
Both these teams feeling each other out. Sawyer thought he was going to go backdoor, talking about Biesink. Biesink was going to come up and set a screen. Biesink might be called on to get a little more offensive-minded this year for Jackson. He's been more of a shot blocker.
Rowland steps out for a 3 to start the scoring.
Yeah, he's turned into a pretty good shooter from outside.
Nick Rowland, a 6'5" senior for Bluff.
Looks like a senior in college.
Well, Bluff plays good, hard defense out there. A lot of deflections and very active defensively here early in this game are the Mules. Spot-up jumper off the mark. Hardiman wants to get out and run. Wide open 3 in the corner. Got it for Xander Martin.
Hardiman able to play that big guy. He's kind of like a Charles Barkley, power forward down there, Chris, and he can get a ball on the rebound and lead the break the other way, and he found open Martin in that left side for the three.
Bluff leads it early, 6-0. Bluff the 3 seed, Jackson the 6 seed, and another steal. And here comes Klein. Left hand had it swatted.
Good block.
B-Sync clears it up.
Tough to do and not foul, but perfect job.
That's what height to do for you right there. Dump it down low. Tollison. Good kick out, but just too far out for Sire.
Do it to the Poplar Bluff bench. SEMO Conference Coach of the Year, William Durden, at the helm of Poplar Bluff. His team didn't win districts or conference tournament or
the regular season.
He's the conference Coach of the Year.
Hardiman, fall away jumper, wasn't good. Indians clear.
Bluff plays a good schedule. I think they played up at Norm Stewart Classic this past weekend.
I think they did.
I don't know how they did.
3 ball for Sire. It finally gets Jackson's first points on the board midway in this first quarter. 6-3, been a low-scoring affair so far in the first 4 minutes. Deep 3, up and good for Martin. His second 3 of the game.
Yeah, all 3 points, 3 3-pointers for Poplar Bluff, showing that outside ability. A lot of turnovers for Jackson here in early going.
Say Bluff will get it right back after another turnover. Nice crowd here on night number 1.
Yeah, it is.
Second game of the night. Jackson and Bluff hooking up in this 3-6 matchup. Winner of this game will move on to the semifinals Thursday night at 7:30. Loser will move on to the consolation semifinals Wednesday at 7:30. Another 3, too hard off the mark. And we're going to get a loose ball foul. I believe it's going to go against McDonald.
And it does. His hustle kept it alive.
First foul of the game on either team.
Team foul number 1.
And Coach Darren Scott wants a timeout. We'll take it with them. 3:16 left first quarter. Bluff leads it 9-3. Chris Hotchkiss, Jeff Limbaugh back here. First round action of the SEMO Conference Tournament. We'll have each and every game for you here on our YouTube channel. If you can't make it out, just tune in. SPS TV, Sykeston Senior High. You'll see our channel, and the link will be out there. Long range 3 for Sawyer.
One of the returning guards for Coach Darren Scott, longtime coach of the Indians. Sawyer's a good-looking left-handed shooter. All 3 so far, Chris, for both squads.
Yeah, it's a good point. Nobody with a 2-point bucket yet. Floater in the lane, got it, and there's your first. As Joseph Hardiman, the sophomore guard, with a little floater.
Tough shot.
Yeah, real tough shot right there by Luke Reynolds. What do you think Luke Reynolds There was a Braden Reynolds a couple years ago from Jackson, maybe a younger sibling.
Blake
I don't
Reynolds.
know. Blake, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, played ball at out east somewhere. Where was that he played? Walking call.
They got somebody at Yale right now, don't they?
Is that Yale where he played?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Bluff leads at 13-8. Just under 2 minutes left in this first quarter.
Right here, you got to be pretty smart to go to Yale.
Probably so. That'd be my guess. Let's just say I didn't apply there.
Yeah. No need me playing.
We talked earlier about if you can't make it, you log on to YouTube channel. This brought to you by the digital media class from Steve Byler and his crew.
Passed up a good shot. Ends up with the 3-second violation. Open underneath was Becker. Just couldn't pull the trigger. You got to take that shot.
No doubt about it. Jeff, these students that do the camera work and the graphics and kind of direct the broadcast, they make Mr. Byler look pretty good.
And that's tough to do at times.
13-8, Bluff leads it. See if Jackson can cut into that lead. Couldn't get the three to go. But an offensive board for Schneider. Another three attempt, too hard. Hit the score clock up there, so it'll be Poplar Bluff basketball.
This plays Friday night. I can already feel how good the atmosphere is going to be on championship night.
No doubt about it.
Nothing better than a packed-out Sykeston Fieldhouse high school basketball going.
(13-8's a score as we go inside a minute left here in this first quarter. Game number 2 of the night.
Doing a better job on Martin is Jackson.
Checking in for Jackson.
Bluff's year, kind of a rebuilding Jackson squad. It'll get better the more games they play. They played Friday night. Jackson did against Carnahan. I'm sure they won. I never heard the final on that, but I'm assuming Jackson beat that team. Was that Jackson?
Let's see if I can get that at some point in time. Working it down low are the Indians. Turnaround jumper. Got it for BC.
I was going to say he's got to score that at 6'9" against the 6'2" Hardeman, and he did. Got the nice roll.
Hardeman on the other end. Got it to go right before the buzzer, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Poplar Bluff 15, Jackson 10. You're watching first round action of the SEMO Conference Tournament on SPS TV. Start of second quarter action. Poplar Bluff has the ball and the 5-point lead.
Bluff started out so red hot, but Jackson came back. 5-point lead for the Mules to start this quarter.
Rowland already knocked down 1 3.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah, he thought about it again, but decided to put it on the floor and drive, and they're going to get an offensive foul. I think he kind of shoved off maybe a little bit. Coach Durden didn't agree with the call, but
side official, both officials, one underneath and the side official called it, but side official won out.
so Jackson did win that game against Carnahan on Friday night, partner. You were talking about 64-60.
64-60.
64-60. Now, I did not get that score for you, a viewer, an old Sykeston Bulldog that lives up in Indiana now, watching this game. And
You're not talking Brad Pridey,
Brad Pridey coming through with the score for us.
How did Brad get that Southeast Missouri score?
That's how good he is.
That's it. He is good.
Nice little up and under move there for John Taylor. I miss Brad.
Brad could pick him at first base, Chris, back in the day.
Oh, my goodness. I could tell you some stories from him on Tanner Street softball. I saw him so fired up at a tournament one time. He ripped the bill of his hat off.
Not Brad.
Yep, Brad.
I called him Keith Hernandez. That's how smooth he was around that first base
I like
bag.
it. I like it. Hardiman gets a steal. Looking to push the pace now back the other way. Forces the action, and we're going to get a blocking foul.
Hardiman makes you stop him.
Sure does.
Like I said, he gets that rebound like Charles Barkley used to do and take it down the floor. If you don't stop him, he's taking it to the hole.
That's the first against – what did they get that on? Reynolds? Luke Reynolds.
Bisick. No, I got Bisick. Oh, no, it was Reynolds. Yes. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, they had about 3 guys on the floor. Wasn't sure who they picked out. Still a 5-point lead and the basketball for Bluff. 3, left short.
Martin a little out of his range. He's hit a couple of threes, but that was about 4 steps behind that three-point line.
Brad, tune in tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. We'll have the Sykeston game for you.
Good help defense.
Yeah, I was going to say Klein coming from behind and finishes with the left at the far end.
Yeah, no, nobody told him he was coming from behind. He just picked his pocket and went coast to coast.
Coach Darren Scott wants to use another one. We'll take it with him. Bluff 19, Jackson 12. Ball on the floor. And the Indians come away with it. Picked up the pressure defense, have the Mules. Trying to force it down low.
Tough pass to handle there for the big man. Rowland's a low down there, and then he can step out and do that.
Couldn't get that 3 to go. He started the game with the step back 3, but couldn't get that one knocked down. Pulls down the rebound, and he's going to be fouled. That's going to be the first against B-Sync. Just under 5 minutes left in this first half.
Hardeman tried to get that charge, but he might have been too close underneath the bucket. I don't think those referees like to give it to them if they're that far underneath the bucket.
Hardeman stops and pops.
Changed hands, it looked like,
sure
in
did.
midair.
Kind of went up with the left,
Yeah.
switched to the right to finish.
I really like him. The transfer from South Pembascott High School, his freshman year. Got his brother out there, number 4, is not playing right now.
Baseline jumper, good for B-Sync.
He had back-to-back buckets from there, so he'll extend it out to about 10 foot with his range.
3 off the mark in the corner for Klein. Jackson trails by 7 with the basketball. 4 minutes exactly left here in this second quarter. Glad you're with us here on SPS TV YouTube channel. Gotten a lot of positive feedback so far this year about the YouTube channel. Folks like tuning in and watching it.
And you can watch it anytime, Chris. It's archived back.
Right, it's archived, so you can go back. When I got home Friday night, I went back and watched a little bit of the first quarter of the Sykeston game. The rebound put back by Klein wouldn't go. That was a fun first quarter to go back and watch.
Right. I'll go out. Neither one of these teams is very good shooting from outside, and they'll probably get hot and start hitting from outside. But I don't think any one of them is going to win many games by their outside shooting.
And a bucket and a foul on the far end by Hardeman.
They like to do like that stuff, slashing toward the bucket.
That's a second on B-Sync. And Dominique Hardeman's going to try to
and he
complete
plays
the three-point
hard.
play.
I never hear
No
him
doubt about it.
griping. No attitude out of Dominique Hardeman.
Just a good, hard-nosed player, as you described.
Who's that Division I town? I can't think of his name. Bluff had. Remember, we never get to see him play because he was always in trouble.
Mercedes Leach.
Leach, yeah.
He's down, I believe, Jonesboro, Arkansas now, maybe?
Is he still eligible for high school or what?
Yeah, this is his senior season.
So he should have been up here.
Yeah, he was the same age as Hardeman.
I hardly ever got to see him play. He was in trouble last year at this. No, he was hurt.
Yeah, no,
he got hurt.
Yeah, I don't think he ever played for Bluff last year. Yeah, he's had more injury problems than anything. 3 ball up and good in a corner by Luke Reynolds. They cut it down to 6 now. Have Jackson. They trail 23-17. It'll be kicked out of bounds and stay with the Mules.
Darren Scott, longtime head coach at Jackson. I remember when he coached at Notre Dame. Left Notre Dame for Jackson. Been there ever since. I can't remember how long. Maybe has he been there as long as Greg's been at Sykeston?
I don't know. This is Coach Hollifield's 21st year at Sykeston. I don't know he's been there that long, has he?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe he coached against Greg at Notre Dame.
Three wouldn't go, but the follow for Robinson.
Nobody blocked him out. A couple of black shirts around that rebound.
Lead down to 4 now. That 3 off the mark. Hardeman high with the rebound. Counted in the foul. Boy, Hardeman got up high for that one.
6 in the quarter, 8 in the game for Hardeman.
Foul on Jackson's Dalton Thompson. That's his first personal. Team foul number 4.
Cape Central and New Madrid scheduled for 8:30 tonight. They'll be the nightcap. Cape Central, the number 2 seed. New Madrid County Central, the number 7 seed. Our old buddy Jeff Ross is watching back home, and he says
Jeff Ross, Mr. Richland Rebel.
He says that Leach is at Jonesboro, and he is committed to Iowa State.
Iowa State. I like Iowa State. Now, do I have to not like them now they got Leach?
It's up to you. Good putback by Dalton Tollison.
They get the mayor, Hoiberg, back, fired by the Bulls today. He coached Iowa State. I like the mayor.
Runner in the lane blocked, and the Indians come away with it. They got the ball, only down 4. They can cut it down even more. And we're going to get a foul on Martin.
That's a good job by Tollison, kind of goating him into that foul, wasn't it, Chris? Kind of stung around. He got away from it. That's what Martin's saying. He kind of run into me, and he did, but it was a smart basketball move. That's something Jeff Ross would pull right there. That guy could shoot. He had the green light. Jeff Ross had the green light.
Did he?
Yeah, he could light it up.
I see Ross every now and then when we're working out at the Y.
Back-to-back fouls now on Martin.
Martin's starting to get frustrated down there, and
Good
Coach
move,
Durden
yeah.
to get him out.
Get him out. That's a good move there. Already got 2 fouls. Don't want him to frustrate and pick up another one.
Another foul out front.
Yeah, I was looking for this game to get pretty physical.
It's gotten physical the last minute or so. Turnaround jumper, left it short.
Good job. Good defense, Bluff. Tried to do the up and under, not there. Had to do the fall away.
Nice spin move on the baseline.
There's Dominic Hardeman's brother, number 4, Joseph Hardeman, his 4th point of the game.
Inside 20 seconds now. Jackson down 6. And they're going to get the turnover. Roland, I don't know if he realizes the time on the clock. Half-court shot almost went in just off the back iron. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half. Poplar Bluff 27, Jackson 21.
Welcome back. Poplar Bluff leads Jackson at the half, 27-21. Let's quickly run down the scoring. For Jackson, nobody in double digits as of yet. Luke Reynolds led the way with 7. Beesink with 4. 3 points each for Sawyer and Sire. And 2 points each for Tollison and Robinson for the Indian total of 21. Chris Jackson, no free throws even attempted in that first half, and that tells you they're settling for that outside shot.
Surprising with a big team like the Indians.
For sure. For Poplar Bluff, Dominique Hardeman led the way with 8. 6 points for Martin. Couple of threes there. 4 points for Joseph Hardeman. 3 points for Nick Rowland. 2 points each for Taylor and Klein. And Becker for the Mule total of 27. Poplar Bluff 0 for 2 from the free throw line there in that first half. Bluff led 15-10 after 1. And Bluff outscored Jackson in that second quarter 12-11 to lead here at the half by 6, 27-21. Our middle game of 3 here tonight. Dexter Bearcats, a little mild upset in game 1 already. 9 beat the 8.
Dexter will move on to take on Sykeston tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Kennett drops into the losers bracket. They will play at 8:30 tomorrow night. They'll play the loser of Cape and New Madrid.
I don't think Jackson's played well, but they're still right in it.
Right. I got your answer, by the way. You're talking about country connections. Force a shot up. Dalton Tollison.
Very patient, wasn't he? Hardeman
Sure
was tough. Straight up was Hardeman, but Tollison kept it alive, hit the tough shot.
Martin dish inside to Hardeman. Couldn't handle it.
And get the 2 here with a bucket. Jackson could.
Poplar Bluff the 3 seed. Jackson the 6 seed. We talked about it being a good matchup here in round number 1. Second game of the night. Corner 3, got it. Colton Sire, his first 3 of the game. Excuse me, second 3 of the game, isn't it?
Right.
Cuts it down to 1 now, 27-26.
Jackson's been in a long time.
And a 3 answered right back by Tyler Klein, the senior. Big bucket there for the Mules.
I talked about neither team shot the ball well outside, and then we hit back-to-back threes. Hardeman's just so strong.
He is.
A lot stronger than Beesick. He just kind of shoved him out of that spot that Beesick wanted.
Reverse layup. Couldn't get it, but a couple free throws coming up.
McDonald, his second. Here comes Jackson's first free throws of the game.
Got the first one. Did Luke Reynolds.
Get a look at state-ranked Cape Central, our next one, Chris.
Preseason number 8, is that right?
Yeah, in Class 4.
And it's going to go back to the Indians.
Tough one there. I think Martin should have had that. Rowland might have thrown it a little too harder than Martin thought it should be. Still, nonetheless, it was a bad turnover. Jackson always trying to cut back door on you.
3 ball off the mark. Martin clears. He wants to get out and run now. Leads the break. As soon as Klein touched it, Jackson was yelling out, shooter. Rowland had his shot blocked from behind.
Tollison came over from the weak side, Chris, like you're supposed to do. Once Rowland went up with that reverse layup, Tollison was there to knock it away. Jackson can tie it up or take the lead with a 3.
Inside 5 minutes in this third quarter. It's been a good one. Bluff's led throughout, but Jackson's kept it close. 15-foot jumper.
Wow.
Good for Beesink.
Beesink, all his points have been from about the 10 to 15-foot range here tonight.
Showing
He's got
his
6.
range, yeah.
Tied it up at 30. A little frustrated that he didn't get the ball earlier, though. That's a good shot if Roland will hit it, but when you miss it, it's a bad shot.
Jackson can take their first lead of the game if they can get a bucket here. And instead, we're going to get a tie-up, and it's going to go to Bluff.
Yeah, Sire dribbled right into the double team. Possession arrow favored Poplar Bluff, though. Good Bluff crowd on hand. Don't see that, especially early on a Monday, first-round game for Bluff, but see a lot of maroon out there.
A lot of red and black in here for Jackson also. Even got their student section up behind the bench down there, do the Indians.
That's another good part of the SEMO Conference Tournament, watching all the good student bodies come together and get after each other. You'll see that on championship night for sure.
Oh, no doubt about it. Jackson yet to get across the timeline, and Coach Scott's going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 3:49 left in the third quarter. We're all knotted up, 30 apiece. Chris Hotchkiss, Jeff Limbaugh back here. Midway in this third quarter, we got us a good one, folks. Tie game between Poplar Bluff and Jackson. Always a good week for an SEMO Conference teams hook up. Some great games on tap this week. Good block by Roland. Nice dish from Klein to Hardiman. Couldn't finish, but he got fouled.
So long. You see how he kept it, got a little baby hook inside with Hardiman, kind of kept it up, held it on his fingertips where he could shoot it, and got the foul called on Tollison. You can tell I just like Hardiman. I like everything he brings to the table.
Too hard on the
first one. Free throw shooting not very good. 0 for 3 from the free throw line.
From what I remember about him, he's a pretty good free throw shooter. As you said, though, he
looks like he slimmed down, getting a good look at him. Usually been a little stockily built.
And he couldn't get that one to go down. Still tied 30-all. Just over 3 minutes left here in this third quarter. Poplar Bluff picking up the pressure, and Hardiman is going to be called for the foul about 30 feet away from the bucket.
Yeah, maybe some frustration after missing 2 free throws for him. But definitely a foul out front that the referee had to call.
That's the first on him. Second team foul.
Deasing squared up. Got a good look. Just missed the layup.
Floater. Off, but a good follow by Joseph Hardiman.
I can already tell. I think Joseph Hardiman's a sophomore, I think.
Right, he is sophomore.
And he's already a lot better than he was as a freshman, as you would expect he is. He would be. That big difference between being a freshman and a sophomore.
Foul on the other end, and 2 more free throws coming up for B-Sync.
I think they got Hardiman again.
That's number 2 on Hardiman.
To the line for the Indians, shooting 2, Seth Beasley.
Bisick at 6'9" might be the tallest player in the tournament. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Hotchkiss.
I think you are correct. Luke Becker, the junior for Bluff, checks in for his first action of the game. Bisick missed them both. And nobody picked up Klein on the baseline. Bluff lead back to 4.
7 in the game for Klein. Wide open to the goal.
Corner 3 off the mark. And we're going to get an over the back call.
Easy call there,
on
Robinson.
Chase Robinson, yeah.
No doubt that. Fans got a little excited on Peyton Sawyer. Little shake and bake move that left the Bluff defender on the floor.
Went behind the back and made a nice pass. Corner 3, too hard. Follow, Hardiman couldn't go. And they're going to say it's Jackson basketball. Coach Durden and everybody else in maroon didn't like that call. They thought it went off the Indians. $1:30 left in this quarter. And a 2-point lead now for Bluff.
Luke Reynolds with a nice move. Got Bisick in there and drew the foul. 3 now on Bisick.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's 3 on Bisick.
Bisick went for the pump fake from Joseph Hardiman.
That's his third personal foul. Team foul number 3. To the line for the Mules.
6 points for Joseph Hardiman here tonight.
Got the first one. He'll get a second.
Bisick will take his first arrest of the night with his third foul.
And he got both of them. Minute left here in this third quarter. Bluff leads at 36-32. Foul out front.
3 on McDonald for the Mules.
That's his third foul. Team foul number 4.
Bluff led at the half by 6. Their lead now is 3. Make that 4. Nice job clearing some spot was Tollison. Bent down, cleared him some spot, popped up for the bucket.
Got it down to 2. Rowland is going to get called for the travel. I thought he may get called for an offensive foul.
Yeah, that's an offensive foul. That bailed him out with that.
They're going to get him called with a travel first. Bluff bench didn't like it, but I think they got lucky that they just called a travel on him. Jackson can tie it with a 2, take the lead with a 3 here. 10 seconds left in this third quarter.
I don't believe Jackson's led, have they?
They have not.
Do they know how much time?
Long range 3 off the mark. And the bucket, I don't believe will count. I never saw an indication. The officials are going to get together now.
Early for
and talk
those
about
officials.
this, and they're going to say that the bucket is no good. So that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Poplar Bluff 36, Jackson 34. Jackson basketball to start this fourth quarter.
Indians outscored Poplar Bluff 13-9 in that third quarter to cut it down to 2.
Jackson with another chance to tie it or take their first lead right here. It's been a good one between this 3 and 6 matchup. Glad you're here with us on our SPS TV YouTube channel. We'll be here each and every game if you can't make it out here. And we're going to get a tie-up as Klein knocked that away initially.
Sawyer thought Tollison was going to roll. He did not roll. Got tangled up with the defender.
Rolling down there, yeah. Tollison was trying to get his leg back, and I guess it was wrapped up in something. I don't know.
Everybody looks all right. Just another good Bluff Jackson matchup.
Good hard-nosed matchup in the SEMO Conference.
Bluff spreading the floor here. We've been in a lot of SEMO Conference games where Bluff's held the ball, too. Looks like they want to start this quarter holding the ball.
Coach Darren Scott tells them to back up.
I think they're going to be happy. It's usually Bluff and Cape that want to hold the ball, though, isn't it?
Yeah, there was a game. It's been a few years ago. I mean, maybe even 10 years ago. Or it was a 6-4 halftime score, and that was a Bluff Cape game.
Darren takes his seat down. Hardeman just holding it, you can see. Nobody near the bonus. A little cat and mouse game.
Hardeman just going to continue to hold it. Jackson's going to continue to let him.
What do you think? What do you think, partner? Hardeman's just got it tucked there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember Dexter and somebody played a game like this in a fourth quarter where Dexter just held the ball at the half line. They let him just hold it.
And Coach Scott standing up, and he said, stay back.
Now he's asking his coaching staff, what do you think?
Yeah, they're talking right now. When do you come out? When do you guard? Coach Durden's pretty content over here on his bench. Players looking over, and every now and then Coach Scott to say, you're okay, you're okay.
Hardeman just kind of playing around. He looks at the Bluff coach. They said just hold it back.
5.5 minutes left.
Jackson trying to extend it out a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jackson coming out a little bit. Now Coach Scott says, now he tells them to back up. They start to come out, and Coach Scott's backing them up.
This is like a February matchup between these two teams.
5 minutes left in the game.
Hardman better be ready. Could come and trap him anytime. I like it.
Little cat and mouse action here on what they want to do. Now Klein to come out. I wondered if Bluff would go back into a stall again.
Jackson's making them at least play with the ball out front.
B-Sink's going to get up off the bench for Coach Scott. He'll come in at the next whistle. Who knows when that next whistle will be? Could be 4 minutes from now. No clue.
Darren still wants them to stay back.
Bluff
But
content
Jackson's
to
coming out. Get in that corner, get trapped by that timeline.
and he lost it out of bounds, but they're going to say there was a foul first.
On the floor, though.
That's going to be the second on Luke Reynolds. Only the fourth team foul. Bluff still with the 2-point lead and the basketball. Get it into Hardiman, turnaround jumper good. So Bluff got exactly what they wanted. They milked about 3.5 minutes off the clock and got 2 points out of it. And a bucket on the other end.
Sires snuck loose. Wide open. He was there for a couple seconds before they finally got him the ball. That's where I trap him right now in that corner.
And we get a timeout for Coach Durden. We'll take it with them. 3:13 left in the game. Poplar Bluff 38, Jackson 36.
Ball.
Bluff basketball, that's a tough spot to inbounds from over in that corner.
See what adjustments were made during the timeout by both squads.
Yeah, Coach Durden wanted to talk exactly how he wants to spread the floor.
Kind of four corners with rolling out high. Jackson staying in the zone.
Corner three, got it.
Wow.
For Xander Martin.
His first three since early in the first quarter, Chris.
Yeah, you know, the way they were all spread, I wasn't sure if that's what Coach Durden wanted was a three like that, but after it goes in, I guarantee he didn't mind it. And a steal by the Mules. Now they're going to give it right back, ball on the floor, and we're going to get a foul. I think they're going to get B-Sink diving in.
That'll be 4 on B-Sink.
So he's got 4 with 2.5 left in this game. Joseph Hardiman, sophomore, checks in for the Mules.
Looks like Jackson now has to go to the man-to-man, and they get the turnover.
Yeah, they throw it
they
away.
Needed that one. Down by 5.
2-possession game. Just over 2 minutes left, 2:20. left in this game.
He wants it against Rowland. They can't get it to him. Tollison. Jackson needs this, Chris, inside
No doubt
of 2
about
minutes.
it. Turnaround jumper good for B-Sink. And Coach Scott wants a timeout. We'll take it with him. $1:55 left in the game. Poplar Bluff 41, Jackson 38. Bluff with the lead and the basketball.
Neither team in the bonus yet.
Hardiman. And they're going to get a charge as he forced the action.
I thought it was a good call, Chris.
I did too. No need to have to force it in there, but he does. He gets a charge call.
Player control foul. Jackson with the ball down by 3. Indians with 1 timeout to play with. Not much movement by Jackson. Who wants to take his tough shot?
Just over a minute 20 left. Corner 3, off the mark. That would have brought the Indian fans to their feet. And Klein wants to get out and run now. And a foul on the floor before the shot.
Really a tough foul there for Jackson. 1-on-3. He was coming the other way with it, but got bailed out with the foul out high on the floor, so it would be underneath the bucket once again.
Rowland pulls up for 3. Too hard off the back of the iron, but a big rebound there by Hardiman. And Coach Durden takes a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. Minute 3 left in this game. Poplar Bluff's going to have the ball and a 3-point lead, 41-38. So Bluff has 3 timeouts left at their disposal. Jackson down to their last timeout.
Jackson 2 for 6, or Bluff 2 for 6 from the free throw line, and next foul will send them to the free throw line. So you got to start looking that way, who you want to foul. Hardiman, you would think you wouldn't foul him, but he's 0 for 4 from the free throw line. He's going to be touching the ball a lot. I mean, the offensive rebound by Bluff was just a cardinal sin for Jackson. Rowland took a bad shot, and you got to rebound that. But once Bluff got it, they were able to use their timeout wisely here and get settled.
Next foul on Jackson will send Poplar Bluff to the line for a 1-and-1. Bluff going to be very patient, probably take as much time off the clock as they can here inside a minute with the ball and a 3-point lead.
I think they were trying to foul Rowland.
And instead they foul Joseph Hardiman.
And he's a pretty good free throw shooter. At least he looks like it here tonight.
Yeah, I think they were. They had Rowland trapped on the side, to your point. I think that's who they did want to foul. Just didn't get the call over there. Hardiman, a perfect 2 for 2 from the free throw line in this game as he rattles home the first one. Gets it up to a 2-possession game now, 42-38. 41 seconds left. Couldn't get it. Here come the Indians, down 4.
Got to score quickly.
And a bad turnover right there and a foul out front.
Reynolds lost his footing, was wide open. He elected to curl back. I don't know why he just didn't take it to the hole.
Keep taking it to the basket. That's what Coach Scott just told him. And a 1-on-1 here for Tyler Klein.
First free throws for Klein.
Didn't get it.
Oh, we got a violation.
So he's going to get another. And this is still the first one, right?
Yeah.
And he missed that. Hardiman in there battling for the rebound. Got it. And the putback. What a huge rebound.
That's him at his finest, getting those offensive boards, finding that opening. That might have sealed it, Chris.
6-point lead for Poplar Bluff, 19 seconds left. And a foul out front. That's number 4 on McDonald. It's going to be a little too late, I believe, though, for Jackson. And another foul on Klein.
I believe on the floor, so it'll be 1-1. 6-point Bluff lead.
11 seconds left in the ball game. 2 important free throws coming up here for Sawyer. Joseph Hardiman checks back in for the Mules. McDonald to come out and take a seat. Sawyer got them both. Lead down to 4 now, 44-40. Jackson needs a steal in a bad way here. Get it in to Roland. They foul him. And the senior post player will have a 1-and-1 down on this end.
Need something good to happen to you if you're Jackson. Need a miss here, and still a 2-possession game.
Got the first one to roll in, so he'll get a second.
Looks like Bluff's going to hang on.
Didn't get the second. Still a 2-possession game, though. Long range 3 off the mark. The ball will come out, and that will do it. Poplar Bluff wins a thriller. Your final, 45-40. So Poplar Bluff will move on to semifinal action. They will play Thursday night at 7:30, and they will play the winner of the next game, which is the number 2 seed, the Cape Central Tigers, taking on the number 7 seed, the New Madrid County Central Eagles. So Jackson moves into the consolation side of the bracket. Jackson will play on Wednesday night at 7:30 in the consolation semifinals against a team yet to be determined. So here's Jeff with your final stats.
For Jackson, Luke Reynolds led the way. He had 11 points, the only Indian double digits, 8 points each for Colton Sire and Seth Biesink, 6 points for Dalton Tollison, 5 for Peyton Sawyer, and 2 for Chase Robinson. Rounds out the Jackson total of 40. For Poplar Bluff, pretty balanced scoring, as well as the Mules had only 1 player in double digits. Dominique Hardiman led the way with 12. 9 points each for Joseph Hardiman and Xander Martin. 7 for Klein, 4 for Taylor, 3 for Nick Rowland, 2 for Becker, for Poplar Bluff's total of 45. Low scoring game, 45-40. Bluff wins it.
So we'll step aside for another break. We'll come back in 15 minutes. We'll have Cape Central and New Madrid. You're watching the SEMO Conference Tournament on SPS TV.